Well, let's get you an update about a cyclone Biparjoy, which made landfall on Thursday. It took about 6 hours before that landfall process was completed. And now at least 22 people have been injured due to that cyclone because electric poles and trees were uprooted, as many as 524. Now, the cyclone has weakened finally after 8 hours of maintaining its intensity of a severe cyclone. Even after the landfall process was completed, it was a very severe cyclone and it turned into a severe cyclone by 2:30 at night. Now, after 8 hours, it's finally weakened into a cyclonic storm. It's going to weaken further into a deep depression, and that's going to happen this evening. It is going to continue bringing in heavy rain towards the northern part of Gujarat and will now start to affect the southern part of Rajasthan as well. So heavy showers are expected there. The Met Office has sounded off a rain red alert warning for the entire state of Gujarat and the western part of Rajasthan. Tomorrow, even the eastern part of Rajasthan will have very heavy showers coming in. Today, there's an orange category alert as far as the eastern part of Rajasthan is concerned. But tomorrow, the entire state has a rain red alert warning that has been issued by the Met Office. So this weather system, this cyclone, which has stayed at sea, is the 10th day. The intensity has been so strong. There have been many firsts as far as this storm is concerned. To begin with, it stayed at sea for 9 days. It has taken a very long time as far as the landfall process is concerned. It took over 6 hours. As far as the eye of the storm is concerned, it was 50 kilometers wide, which is wider than usual. When we talk about the weakening process, that has taken over 8 hours. Finally, it's in the category of a cyclonic storm, which will weaken further, but even that weakening is going to take some time, and the impact of the storm will continue over the next 48 hours. So, to get you a sense of the situation on the ground, we have our reporters there. Sohit Mishra reporting from Mandvi, and we have Tanushree reporting from Jakhau. Do remember, Jakhau is the area where the landfall happened yesterday evening. Right now, the storm is about 30 kilometers away from Bhuj, where the impact was felt the most. So, a lot of showers expected in those areas. Let's just get a sense of what it's like on the ground with our reporters who are bracing the storm to get us these reports.
See the visuals and figure out that it's still heavily raining and we can barely stand. That is the kind of wind speed we are experiencing, at least in Jakhau, where the landfall commenced yesterday, and in the midnight only it started to get worse, because that's when the eye of the storm actually hit the coast, and that's when the maximum damage impact was seen. You know, now people are just getting desperate, and there have been no power, absolutely no power and no water since yesterday, in fact since 3 days back in the area of Jakhau, and that's why now many people who have pregnant women at their homes, who have elderly women at their home, they are now getting desperate for water and also for food, which has become a luxury, because with this kind of with this kind of a situation, you can imagine what must be the situation on the ground. Basic necessities have become a luxury. There is no food, there is no power, and there is no water as well. So now many people, of course, are getting desperate. They are not listening to the directives of the administration, and they are trying to basically arrange for some food or for some water. But definitely there needs to be a word of caution, because administration is asking people to not come out on the street and to stay indoors, because as you can see, it's so heavily raining that we can hardly stand, and this is the situation. This is still 10 to 15 kilometers away from the Jakhau port, where the landfall basically commenced and where the eye of the storm hit the coast. So you can only imagine what the situation there must be. We are going to travel and we are going to get you more updates and reports from the area which is closer, which is nearby to the place where, to the Jakhau port, where the eye of the storm hit the coast. But yes, to all our viewers and through through our channel, we would like to request people that they must listen to the directives of the administration and stay indoors, because this time it is very bad and the situation outside is extremely dangerous. The wind speed is constantly picking up, though the intensity of the cyclone has started to going down. It's now going to go into depression, but the wind speed is constantly picking up. Now, the many people who have cars, who have vehicles, are coming out because they are getting desperate. They need food, they need water. But what needs to be told what needs to be right now implemented is that people do not venture out of their houses because the administration is saying that it's not over yet. The cyclone is still showing its impact on the ground. The wind speed is not coming down. It's still at 100, 110 to 115. It's massively severely raining. People need to stay indoors. They are trying to do their best to ensure that the power comes back and at least they could arrange for water and food, which many villages, many shelter homes and almost all the hotels across the area of Kachchh have run out of.
While the cyclone Biparjoy hit the coast at last night, its impact is clearly visible. There's heavy rainfall and strong winds. Now we will try to show you how powerful this entire cyclone was. Now what you see over here is a huge tree, and this tree has been uprooted because of strong winds. And by these visuals you can understand how powerful the cyclone would have been, that an entire strong big tree has been uprooted and most of the tree is now inside the lake that's present over here. And this is not just one tree that has been uprooted. This is a main walking or a main street of Mandvi which is used for transportation, and there's similar condition ahead as well which we will try to show. Now it's raining heavily, and since there's strong wind, the impact of the rainfall is even more. Even if now you could see the visuals over here on how bad the weather is in these coastal areas, and that's exactly what's going to be the next challenge in front of the authorities, because it's not easy to even stand on these streets, but at the same time they have to ensure that all of these things are clear, and at the same time these winds and heavy rainfall is going to be a challenge. Now look at this road. Now this is the main road from where all the vehicles pass, but a series of tree fall can be seen over here. The number of trees that are on the roads has obstructed the entire road over here, which means there won't be any transportation. So even for the NDRF or the other authorities, clearing this in such heavy rainfall and strong winds is going to be a huge challenge. So while it is being said that the cyclone hit the coast at night, the impact is clearly visible. It's raining heavily, strong winds present over here, barely people can stand. So even we are ensuring that we are standing where there's no tree, so that even if it falls, we are safe from it. And that is also going to be one of the risks for the authorities, because if they want to clear here, there are a lot of trees which are there. Since the strong winds are still over here, that is going to be a challenge to clear all of these things and ensure that everything comes back to normalcy. So as of now, the rain is also hitting because of the strong winds, and it's very difficult. But as I said, the people who have been kept in safe places, they'll remain there at least for the next few hours or days, at least when till the time all of these things are not back to normalcy. So yes, the impact is visible over here, and imagine what would have been the condition when the cyclone actually hit the coast. And this is not a story just of Mandvi where we are present, but places which are near the coast. Everywhere the situation is similar, and now clearing them and getting everything back to normalcy is the biggest challenge in front of all the authorities. And they have to do all of this while they have to brace these strong winds and heavy rainfall. In Mandvi with camera person Rajendra Dayalkar, Sohit Mishra, NDTV.